It's inevitable. When you're trying out a new video game, whether you like it or not, there's a fairly good chance you will have no frickin' idea on how to play it. That's where the video game mentors come in. These are characters in the game that guide you through it, how the controls work, what your goal is, and so forth. An awesome video game just wouldn't be an awesome video game without these mentors. And the more awesome they are, the more motivated we are to clear the games. So I'm counting down the top 5 most awesome video game mentors. And let's just leave generic subtitles and signs out of this because they're just a given. So without further ado, hey, let's do this thing.
Only 10 seconds left. I sure hope those gourds were hungry. 5.
Figures we'd start off with a character whose official name's never been revealed. So for this video, I decided to call him No Name. Yeah, I used to watch SpongeBob, what about it? No Name is your instructor in Starfox 64's training mode. As you're flying around some kind of defense station not too far from Corneria, No Name will pop up every once in a while to tell you how the R-Wing works and how the controls work. Even after you reach the all-range mode, the training mode and No Name's dialogue continues with no end in sight until you either die or quit training mode. There's one thing that used to bother me about No Name though. As a lot of you know, Starfox 64 was one of the first N64 games to feature full-on voice acting.
Do a barrel roll!
Now, Peppy. However, No Name has no voice-acted lines of dialogue. At all. He sounds more like a foreign chipmunk. I wouldn't mind so much, except a lot of the other characters' lines stick to my head even today.
Check your D-diffuser system. Something's wrong with the D-diffuser.
Thanks, Fox. I thought they hadn't.
Do a barrel roll.
To have No Name voice-acted instructions stick to my head would have been nice too. Fortunately, there's still a chance for that, because No Name finally got a voice actor in Starfox 64's 3DS remake, while the training area gets a complete makeover.
Use the circle pad to steer. Hold the L or R button while turning to move left or right quickly. If you destroy multiple enemies at once, you've earned bonus points.
I really love his new voice. He sounds like a smooth black guy.
Press the L or R button twice to do a barrel roll.
Do a barrel roll.
Let's be fair though, you don't necessarily need full-blown voice-acted lines of dialogue to be an awesome mentor. Stick around for number 4 to see what I'm talking about.
Great. Now let's get back to the game.
4.
Banjo-Tooie, he was your guide. Shortly after Bottles died, appears more often, that's for sure. New moves are what Jam Jars is for. I was fascinated by how he went from a geeky mole as your guide for Banjo-Kazooie to a military mole as your guide for Banjo-Tooie. Considered darker than Kazooie, Tooie not only starts you off with actually killing off your guide from Kazooie, but also replaces him with a nasty drill sergeant in Tooie. That's how dark, apparently, things got. Now, like I said, none of the Banjo characters had full-blown lines of dialogue, but that doesn't mean he's not the least bit memorable or awesome. He had a fitting military voice when he makes those grunge Banjo characters like to make. Most gamers cracked up at his alternate exiting back into his silos, and his military rhymes that were used to describe new attacks actually were pretty darn genius. Oh, and for the record, this game was made in Britain, and they pronounced the Z button Z there. Many gamers say that Jam Jar sounds like Luigi in the Mario cartoons, but I don't know, I think he sounds more like General Clump to me.
How could you simple-minded salamanders desert me in my finest hour? Oh, stop your whining. You're gonna take the heat and that's that. Forward, march! Grind 2, 3, 4, salt 2, 3, 4, mope 2, 3, 4, grind.
I don't know if I need to say anything much more about him, other than he's actually a playable character in the multiplayer mode of the game. Now, as soon as this video's over, go try him out, punks!
3.
If you've gotten to Diddy Kong Racing more than you've gotten to Mario Kart, chances are you're familiar with this guy. Taj is the genie of Timbers Island, and he surprisingly fills a big role in this game. Outside of changing your vehicle into whatever you want for the hub world, he appears after every race to give you a golden balloon to come in first place, or after every TT challenge to give you a piece of the TT amulet to come in first place. He also appears after 2 of the boss races to give you helpful pieces of info to ensure your success in future races. Just make sure your subtitles are on when he does. Oh, and did I mention that he will occasionally challenge you to test your racing skills? The music for these races is one of my favorites. Every time I hear it, I just want to freaking dance to it. So you can tell from all that, there's a lot he does. But that's nothing. That's just the N64 version. In the DS version, he runs a shop called Taj's Wishes menu, where he hands out vehicle upgrades, new courses, battle courses, and other great unlockables, if you've collected enough coins. Plus, if you complete the first adventure mode, he becomes a playable character. Isn't that a great idea?
I am the genie of the island. I'm here to help you.
But what I really like about Taj is that adorable Indian accent of his. He actually reminds me a lot of Apu from The Simpsons.
Well, one of us has to go back to Moe's. Maybe have a beer or two, shoot a game of pool, and if I win, I have to play the challenger. Such are the customs of billiards.
It's a real shame they changed his voice for the DS version, and that he doesn't talk as much as in the N64 version.
Hello there, I'm Taj.
But personally, I think I can see why it will be changed. The N64 version was made in 1997, while the DS version was made in 2007, which was after... That's another story. On one final note, Taj was originally going to be in Donkey Kong Racing for the GameCube. They never should have canceled that game! But on the whole, I like Taj. I grew up with Diddy Kong Racing, and Taj was a very important part of it.
Thank you, come again.
2.
Welcome to the Monster Orientation. Here you will learn all you need to know to become a top scarer at Monsters Incorporated.
This video game I never even played, and yet I still think she's one of the best video game mentors. Everything about Monsters Inc. kicks ass, and Roz is no exception.
Wazowski, you didn't file your paperwork last night.
Oh, that darn paperwork. Wouldn't it be easier if it all just blew away?
Don't let it happen again.
Yes, well, I'll try to be less careless.
I'm watching you, Wazowski. Always watching.
I freaking love that bit. Like I said, I never played Monsters Inc. Screen Team, but knowing that Roz is your training instructor and they got our actual voice in there really makes me want to.
In front of you is a platform that is too high to reach using the normal jump. To get on top of it, press the X button to jump. Then while in midair, press the X button again to perform a double jump. Think you can handle that?
I don't know, maybe the rest of the game is fun to play, or maybe it's god-awful, I have no idea. But after seeing this orientation level alone, I'd give it a shot. As you're going through this passageway, Roz will every once in a while speak up and tell you all the controls you need to master and all the stuff you need to obtain.
Pressing the square button will allow you to engage the toys, as well as destroy objects such as crates.
This is the only level where you see Roz, though. The rest is up to you.
Each monster has a unique pounce. To perform it, press the X button to jump, then while in midair, press the square button.
Not much else to say, except maybe I should give this game a shot one day.
Good luck. You'll need it.
1. Incoming!
May the stars shine down on spoilers! Roz was kind of my favorite mentor of a video game I never even played, but if I had to pick a favorite mentor of a video game I have played, that would definitely have to be Rosalina from Super Mario Galaxy. Rosalina is just a perfect mentor. Her design is perfect, her voice is perfect, her powers are perfect, even the design of her spaceship. Look at that thing! I love the way her spaceship is designed because this is how I would see it. Very big, very futuristic, very city-like. Even in its powered state, it's just friggin' incredible. When Rosalina was replaced by Lubba as your guide for Super Mario Galaxy 2, fans were incredibly angered. And I'd be lying if I said I was comfortable with the change myself. He's an awkward-sounding fatso who mostly makes stupidly painful jokes. But we're not here to talk about him. We're here to talk about Rosalina. Gamers fell in love with Rosalina. In fact, they more than love her, they go crazy for her. She was a princess you never had to rescue from a kidnapping. It's actually pretty rare for a Mario game. Though, she still needed Mario's help to power up her spaceship with all those stars. And I guess that can still sort of count since you need to give Mario something to do in this game. I mean, take a guess if he powered her spaceship. No, really, come on, take a wild guess. Rosalina was also pretty much God in the Mario universe. By the end of the first game, after the universe was destroyed, she manages to actually reset reality and yet somehow remember. And don't even get me started on her tragic backstory. The part where she talks about her mother dying, I couldn't believe a part like that existed. This is a Mario game? Do I really need to think of other wonderful stuff about Rosalina? People love Super Mario Galaxy and people love Rosalina. She is, and always will be, the most awesome video game mentor.
Thank you.
That was terrible.